Hello again, partners. Here we are at report number 60. Over the past more than a year, my writer, producer, and researcher Dennis Daly has come up with a wide variety of stories about Americans. This time, we're going to honor a very special dear friend of mine. He was a great patriot. He never held elected office or won any great honors on the battlefield. What did he do? Talk. Talk? Yes, he is important because he simply talked. I don't get it. Well, let's go back to the early 1950s to one of the most important television police detective shows that was ever seen, Highway Patrol. I know you remember it. This week's honoree, Art Gilmore, was that show's announcer and narrator. From the 1950s until the 1990s, Art's voice was everywhere. Yes, in addition to his other duties, Art Gilmore was the voice of nearly every important movie preview. However, he never did a preview for a sleazy or trashy movie. Art Gilmore became the voice of the Hollywood preview, but only for good movies. Art was always like that. We're adding him to the list of patriots because he was so very much pro-American, pro-family, pro-religion, and pro-education. For a moment, let's see just how Art, whom I knew for decades, got to be that important voice in America. Arthur Wells Gilmore was born on the 18th of March in 1912 and died in 2010 at the age of 98. Art became famous as an announcer on radio and TV, the voice of thousands of movie trailers, the voice on countless children's records and commercials. He also narrated documentary films and several television series. Yes, on Highway Patrol, his voice was heard throughout each episode.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol.
However, Art was an on-screen actor. He had many roles, mostly on crime shows that were produced by Jack Webb. He always played a police captain or something in authority, always on the right side of law and order. Art grew up in Tacoma, Washington. He attended Washington State University and became an on-campus leader. In 1935, his first job in radio was at KOL, a powerhouse station in Seattle. His career brought him to KFWB in Los Angeles, a huge station with a lot of listeners, owned by Warner Brothers. Then Art got his big break. He received a phone call from CBS-owned station KNX with the question, would you like to come to work for us? His quick affirmative reply made him one of the most often heard voices on KNX. Wow. Then came World War II. Art served with distinction as a flight director aboard an aircraft carrier in the South Pacific. When the war ended, Art didn't return to broadcasting. No, he decided to become a professional singer. He decided to become a what? Yes, well, let's just say my buddy Art was a better announcer than he was a singer. Within a decade, he became good friends with nearly everyone in radio, TV, and the movies. By the 1960s, he had a strong feeling that people were forgetting the important role radio had played in their lives, particularly its important role during the Second World War. Working with such notables as Edgar Bergen, Ralph Edwards, and Jim Jordan, better known as Fibber McGee, Art helped found the Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters. That group the Pacific Pioneer Broadcasters has been a part of my life now for more than 50 years. And even though Art has been gone for many years, his legacy lives on at the Pioneer Broadcasters. You see, a special award is presented every 3 months to a person who's made a special contribution to broadcasting. We call this award the Art Gilmore Achievement Award. Jimmy, for once I think I'm going to follow you. I don't know what you mean. Your friend Art Gilmore became a patriot because of his positive attitude and the positive kinds of all-American programs which he voiced. That's exactly right. You see, Art had a powerful voice and style, but he was always an American and always a gentleman. Art and his wife Grace and I sat together attending the same church. I called them my pew mates, P-E-W, mates. Yes, we enjoyed being in church together. So the next time you see an old rerun of Highway Patrol or watch a replay on shows such as The Red Skelton Show and so many others, Art will be right there. You see, partners, you can be a patriot by simply standing up for what is right, for America, and for law and order. Art Gilmore did that. He used his God-given talents and an amazingly wonderful voice to stand up for America. I'm so proud to have known him, and with my religious background, ours together, we'll see and be together someday in the future. Okay, partners, you know the drill. Look up there, we got 3 boxes. One at the far right has the red X in it. Click that big old red X, and you'll return to my report page for the rest of this week's comments. Dexter, thank you for choosing this dear friend of mine as this week's honoree. What an outstanding individual. I love you guys. I love you so much. Go get 'em, Tigers!